Unit 12 outlines deception. As we've learned through the patriarchal stories, these notable men of faith and women of faith are less than perfect characters. Unit 12 highlights the deceptive work of Rebekah and Jacob to receive the pronouncement of the oral blessing upon the chosen son. In the ancient Near Eastern culture, the eldest son, by rights of primogeniture, the rights of the firstborn, would receive not only the birthright, which would be a double portion of the family's inheritance, but also formally receive a family blessing, by which the patriarchal family headship would be conveyed upon the son, usually the firstborn son. The sale by Esau of his birthright in Genesis 25 to Jacob for a ridiculously cheap price by the standards of the day. We know from the records of Mesopotamia that this extra portion of the birthright given to the firstborn son was often negotiated, often in terms of multiples of camels and donkeys and other goods in that day. So the price that Esau was willing to receive, that of a bowl of stew for his birthright, is unimaginable by the standards of the day. But this would evidence, of course, the lack of character of the impetuous Esau. Note Walke's discussion here on page 363 in the commentary. But as well, we have the manipulative character of Jacob. With Rebekah's scheming lead, Jacob is enabled to be bequeathed the family headship by Isaac. This formal conveyance of leadership, once enacted, was generally considered irrevocable. You couldn't go back on your promise in ancient Near Eastern society, kind of like what we call the law of the Medes and the Persian. Once this pronouncement was made, usually in a special ceremony, it was finished. And especially in light of the fact that in verse 28, God is invoked in this ceremony. So the matter of the finality of the pronouncement of the oral blessing is echoed in ancient Near Eastern records, where an oral pronouncement was just as valid as any written document, considered binding, and thenceforth not revocable. The extent of character flaws pervades this text, as noted in Walke's characterization assessments of Esau, Isaac, Rebekah, and Jacob. The amazing story of this and many other accounts in the book of Genesis and elsewhere in the Bible as well. God uses flawed characters to accomplish His desire and to bless humanity. It's one of the great lessons of the patriarchal narratives, as well as so many other Old Testament accounts. And if we are honest, we must acknowledge the same for our own lives. God often uses us in the most dramatic ways, in spite of our character flaws, our sinfulness. But God's will to bless pervades.